Hey, everybody. This is the Big Pop Theory podcast. Summerslam. Okay. I feel like the live thing didn't match when I said it, but I'm going to repeat it anyway. This is the Big Pop Theory podcast. Summerslam just went off the air. We had 6 matches tonight. We had 6 matches last night. We had a surprise return tonight. We had Brock Lesnar returning. We had John Cena defending his WWE Undisputed Championship against Cody Rhodes. We had the Intercontinental Championship on the line with Dominic Mysterio going against AJ Styles. We had the Women's Intercontinental Championship on the line with Becky Lynch going against Lyra Valkyria. We had the United States Championship on the line with Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about a little bit about night one as well. Let's remove this graphic here. That's not how you remove the graphic. Sorry, it's quite the night here, folks. But I'm one of your hosts, the Great Grand Slam Pooba, and I'm going to give a shout out to these gentlemen here. I got Mark Wins, my favorite Mark, and the casual Mark Wins. It's great to see you. I know we hung out last night. Still great to see you. And we have Rich Kings. Rich Kings. You know, Rich Kings, I'm going to give you your flowers. I don't know what kind of flowers you like, if it's like roses or daisies or anything like that. But I just want to sit and give you your flowers because, you know, in one of the matches, we'll talk about it and we're going to get there. But in one of the matches, I'm hoping that it's uploaded, and it is. Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. Everyone was going with Lyra Valkyria because of the stipulation going on. But this is what you said. I have a video. Okay. Rich Kings, take the floor.
I think Becky wins. Like this is a cute way to put an end to this feud. No more Lyra versus Becky for the belt. Move on. We need someone else to challenge for this belt. It's enough. So I do think Becky wins this match. Lyra, you go feud with Bayley or somebody else, and we'll bring someone else to the table. Let's make it cute and short.
I gotta give it to my guy. Like, he literally predicted that. Like, I went with Lyra. And here was the smartest man in the room. You guys didn't see it, but when I played the video, I know that my man Rich Kings was very thrilled with that video because I saw a lot of teeth. Because he was like, but guys, we're gonna give thoughts about night one. But I do want to ask you guys, what did you feel about this past weekend SummerSlam? I'm gonna give you the floor first. Mark Wins, and please, Rich Kings, take after. I see you in the comments talking about George. But please, Mark Wins, take the floor.
I would say, like, objectively, SummerSlam was great. Subjectively, there are several matches that I just do not like the booking of. And maybe it's probably just me, and it's probably just how I would book it. But there are several matches where I'm like, nah, that's not how I would have did that. Somewhere between 3 to 4, maybe somewhere between 2 to 4 matches. I guess we'll get into it, but somewhere between 2 and 4 matches, I don't like how they were booked. But overall, like, objectively as a show, in terms of like, yo, how good was this wrestling show? Very, very good both nights. Not sure which one was better because they were both really, really good.
All right, Rich Kings, take the floor, please.
Yeah, I think overall it's really good. And I'll give it maybe 8.5 out of 10. Like a solid show. Maybe some matches I agree with Mark Wins here that I'm like, what's going on? Like, I was just mind blown. Like, what happened? Really, really great matches. We saw across the platform, and I personally think night one was better than night two. So let's get into it.
Oh, you like night one better than night two? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about it. Look, you know what? Let's run through night one real quick. Me and Mark Wins, we were at Printers out here in New York City at a bar. It was a good time. It was a fun time. I'm gonna give a shout out to Yep, I Like Wrestling. They have been nothing but kind and nice to us. So I want to give a shout out to them. So if you're out here in New York and they have a viewing party, I do recommend that you go out there and check them out. They are a good time. So let's talk about the first match of night one, and we'll get into night two, but let's just do a quick summary if you boys are with it. So we had the first match of the night for night one. We had Roman Reigns and Jey Uso going against Braun and Braun. I'm gonna give you the floor first here, Rich Kings. What do you think about this match?
If you watch in the past, I would say like it's how you start is determines the whole flow of the night. And I think like having Roman at Jay versus Braun was a great way to start off the match. It was a great tone setter of the match of the night with the match. It was a lot of moving action. It was really high pace. It was really good action, and I think to me it was one of the matches of the night. To be honest with you, so I was in favor of Roman and Jay winning, as we talked about on the review show. I see that came to pass, and I'm really happy for them because what are you gonna do with Jay and this momentum? So I understand what you guys were saying before about this tag team they have. They need this fraction needs to have some momentum, but you see they got that momentum quickly back later on that night. So yes.
Ooh, okay. Mark Wins, please take the floor, sir.
Yeah, that was a really good match. It was a really fun match. I think the one thing that night one did better than night two, in my opinion, was storytelling in the ring. And it definitely started with that first match, particularly towards the end, where it was brilliant, right? It had Roman Reigns. He saw that Jey Uso was about to get absolutely speared out the ring, pushing him out the way. He takes the spear, but it's all good because Jey Uso is the legal man. Jey Uso is the one, gets in the super kicks, gets his finish, wins the match. Absolutely brilliant. Amazing teamwork. That's not quite, this is the tag team finish. It still worked really well. That was a great match. I really enjoyed it. Definitely a good opener.
It was a good opener, and I do agree with you boys about that. I do wish Braun and Braun got the win because I just wanted them to get some momentum, but this was the right call, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm talking both sides of my mouth here. But one of the things I do want to sit here and say, and I feel like Mark, you was on to it, and I was waiting for you to get to this point. But like you're talking about how Braun spared Roman, right? But one of the things I do want to sit here and say Roman did very, very well, and I feel like this is just something small, but it really helps Braun in a lot of ways. If you look at it, when Braun speared Roman, he was still selling it even after they have won the match. He didn't get up and just was like, like I'm Roman Reigns and anything like that. He sold it like he was literally on the ground clutching still after the victory. And I thought that actually did a service to Braun Breaker. I don't know. I thought that was really, really like I was looking at that and I was like, and I love one of you gents said this. It was storytelling, and I do love that I feel like that helps them out in the long term because that's something that they can play back on and say like, well, when I speared you, you were still hurt, and it's like there's footage and they could show it. I'm gonna highlight. I want to sit here and say thank you, George Lewis, for being here. He says hello, everyone. What's going on, George? I'm glad that you are here, Sweaterverse. He says SummerSlam Night 2 was pretty good. He said that ending I didn't expect. If anyone sits here and go, like, I expected Brock Lesnar to return, I think you're lying. Like, there's no way anyone expected that. Like, I hit you up, Rich Kings. A little bit once I heard the music, and I was like, holy shit. And like, because I was genuinely surprised. There was some other language being said before I text you, but I didn't expect that. So yeah, you're not alone on that, George, is what I'm trying to say. Bailey cost Lyra tonight. We're going to talk about that match, George. Bailey versus Becky, and Lyra is going to cost Bailey versus Becky Lynch, and Lyra is going to cost Bailey. Okay, he's already doing some future booking. That TLC match was pretty good. We're going to talk about that, and I look forward to hearing what you guys think about that TLC match. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss winning the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship was the right move. It was. And George also said, and please, if there's any kind of thing that's something we should talk about, please put it in the comments, George. Because I have the TV on, but I have it on mute because, you can't do that when you're live. Let's talk about the very, very next match here. We had another tag match. Matter of fact, George was talking about it. We had Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair going against Roxanne Perez and Raquel. I'll take the floor real quick. This match was what it needed to be. Charlotte and Alexa, their act is getting over. and you don't want to wait too long and pull the trigger. Sometimes, and I'm not going to just simply say WWE. I just feel like in wrestling, sometimes they wait too long and oh yeah, we'll pull the trigger now and all that stuff. I felt like this was the right time to do it. They did it well. I think they even did a really fantastic job at that one part in the match where Alexa punches Charlotte, and it looked like Charlotte's going to want to get her revenge back after she recovers, but she boots Raquel, and I'm sorry, Alexa hits the DDT move on Roxanne Perez. I thought this was well done. It was like a version of Sister Abigail. It wasn't, but it kind of was a different version. Because when he did it, it's like a flatliner. When he does it, like boom. But she did it with a DDT. But it's still a tribute to him, though. So it's a good call. But I do want to give you the floor since you spoke here, Mark Wins. What did you think about this match?
Yeah, another good match. But once again, great storytelling in the ring. Had Alexa Bliss with the not a botch, but like she accidentally hit her partner. And she held it down for a little bit, even though she actually accidentally held a partner, which was pretty cool. And then when it was time to win the match, and Charlotte looked, she's like, and then they had quite the stare down too. It wasn't just like what's going on, Joe? It wasn't just the 1-2 and then boom, like they were looking for. I want to say it was at least 5 seconds. Could be wrong, but I want to say it was at least 5 seconds. And then here comes and then you see Charlotte come forward with the boot aimed that way to take out the other motherfucker, and we win the match. Lovely. I love it. I love it. It was like I said, wonderful storytelling.
Rich Kings, what did you think about Mark Wynn's storytelling? Because he said the boot hit the other.
You know what? I will read that book. I will read that book. I enjoyed the storytelling. So yeah, the match itself was good. To make it quicker, it was a good match, right decision. Yeah, the right people won. I mean, I did like seeing pop rocks and all this other stuff happening inside the match, but it was a great follow up to the first match.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was fun. I thought it was pretty cool, and you know what? It was made it cooler. It was like so tonight for night 2. We were all home watching it, right? But it's something so different when you're in the atmosphere of being like in a crowd and stuff like that. And it seemed like it made the match 10 times better and stuff like that. I'm just saying, like, it was a fun match. I feel like the people at Printers hyped it up a lot better. I said better, hyped it up and made you go like, yeah, this was a fun. So right. You're absolutely right. It was the right decision. What's going on, Crazy Joe? Is funny because that profile picture is from when we went to Atlantic City. I want to say that's when we went to Atlantic City, and he made that his profile picture. Fantastic. We're gonna start with you, Rich Kings, about this one. We had Sami Zayn going against Karrion Kross. Rich Kings, do you have any thoughts about this match?
Yeah, I expected more from this match. As I said in the previous show, this was just the worst worst match I think of the whole card. Period. It was just complete garbage. Move on.
Oh, so you was not a fan of? Was you a fan of?
The wrong person won. Like I do like Sami Zayn, but what's the purpose of this feud? I didn't get it.
If I can talk here real quick here, and I'll give you the floor, Mark Wentz, because I know you have thoughts here. Yeah, I thought Karrion Kross should have got the dub here, and I think I've said that in the prediction where I was like, Karrion Kross should win, but like I see Sami winning because Sami has this fantastic ability. He'll get his ass kicked, and then he'll be like, "Nah, never mind," and then he would just beat you. I think Karrion would have been better. I think it would have been. Because I'm a believer in this. Someone like Sami Zayn, he's established. He's in such a position where like no one's gonna sit here and say he's washed or anything like that. But Karrion, let's put some fire behind him. I think he should have won it. He didn't win it, and I was like, I wasn't surprised, but still, I was like, But Mark wins. What do you have for my friend?
So. I have a match that I thought was the worst match of the night, but it'll have to be the second worst match of the night because I completely forgot about this match. Like, clean forgot about it. Like I watched it, I was there, I watched it, but like in going through like the thoughts of like, all right, what am I going to say about this match? What am I going to say about this match? I forgot about this one. I have no thoughts. This probably was the worst match of the night, unfortunately. But I do have thoughts for what I feel was the second worst match of the.
I feel like
of
I
the
know
card.
what it. I feel like I know what it is. I feel like I know, but I don't want to speak for you. George says that the Sami Zayn versus Cameron Cross match wasn't good. I thought he said it was, but it wasn't. He was not a fan of it. I wasn't a fan of the ending. I wasn't a fan of Karrion not getting that W. There's a lot of conversation about Karrion Cross and his contract and stuff like that, and I have no idea. I always like to throw out here off rip. I have no sources or anything like that. I'm just a fan who just love talking about professional wrestling and giving thoughts about pay-per-views and what it is that I have watched. So I don't know anything. But I think he should win with that. And even if his contract, let's say his contract is up at the end of the week, right? I think about RVD in 2007. He went against Randy Orton. It was one night stand, and RVD's contract was up. I don't know if it was that week or whatever, but anyway, it was a stretcher match, and everyone said, "Oh, cool, Randy Orton's going to beat RVD, and they're going to write him off." Anyway, RVD won. So I don't think it's necessary. You have to be. It's like, well, the contract's up. This guy's going to lose. Is what I'm trying to get at. I'm hoping that
I,
translated very well.
I have a question about that.
Please.
Did he return?
Who? RVD?
Did RVD return
Years later.
to WWE?
Years later.
Okay.
Well, because you got to remember, that was 07, 08, 09, and 2010, he was in TNA.
So in 08 and 09, he was just not necessarily doing nothing, but he wasn't on TV.
So in 09, he was at the Royal Rumble as a surprise entry. But that was it. He wasn't. If you're saying, if the question is, was he some full time? Was he on the roster full time? He wasn't. If that's the question, was that the question?
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark Wins, I'm going to give you the floor here because I feel like this is up your alley right here. We have Tiffany Stratton going to Jade Cargill. Was this the match that you have a conversation about?
No, I actually enjoyed this match. I did not like the result, but it made sense. Like this is
this is like literally
that was my reaction. That was my reaction because I'm like, what is happening here? But like, once again, the storytelling was really good. The in-ring storytelling was really good. Like you're sitting here, and in my opinion, I think in everybody's opinion, Tiff Stratton is the underdog here. Like, how does she win this? And she wins this because she has champion experience. Jade Cargill, she did get, and to be fair, Tiffany did get a decent amount of offense in, but you can sit here and easily say Jade had the advantage. Jade was dominating. But when she hit that, I want to call it a jazz plan. I don't, huh?
Oh, the jaded.
When she hit the jaded, and she rolled her to the left instead of the right, that was a rookie mistake, and that rookie mistake cost her the match. And as much as that annoys me, it like at the moment my knee-jerk reaction was exactly that. Like, what is going on? But upon thinking about it, it made a lot of sense. I did not mind that match, and I did not mind the result because I'm like, that makes sense. Jade had a rookie mistake. That rookie mistake cost her the title. I really enjoyed that match. That's actually not what I think is the second worst match of the card. That's actually, I think that's one of the higher level matches in terms of like if we were to like rank the matches. I think that's up there.
And you know what? No, finish.
And I'm like really impressed with Tiffany Stratton run now. Like this, like I remember everybody's like, oh, it's been lackluster, but then like when you see the names that she's been beating, and then I think before the match, WWE put up the stat like she's undefeated this year, or something like that. And it's like, I don't know why we're giving her this amazing push, but she's getting it and she's not wasting it. It's like it's one thing if her run is lackluster, but she's not terrible in the ring. She's more than serviceable. I was really impressed. I was really impressed with that match. I was shockingly surprised by it.
If I can ask to your memory here, right? Just to your memory, right? How did you feel about her match against Charlotte Flair at this year's WrestleMania?
Oh, that match was actually very good. But I don't think they wanted to be in the ring with each other after a certain point. I don't know. Like there was obviously things that happened during the feud, and I'm assuming there was things that happened backstage that shouldn't have had anything to do with the feud. But I don't
Sure.
think those two wanted to be in the ring, and I think that's what negatively affected that
The
match because the match that Tiff had with Jade way better than the match that she had with Charlotte.
No, I agree.
Which
No,
is
the match
crazy.
was definitely way better. Rich King, smartest guy in the room. I do want to highlight real quick before I give you the floor here, Rich Kings. George wanted to let us know that three title changes on night one of SummerSlam, and he also says nobody wants to see Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton at Crown Jewel. We might get Stephanie Vaquero versus Tiffany Stratton at Crown. I do believe that Naomi is dropping the championship to Stephanie Vaquero. I do believe that. Rich Kings, take the floor. What did you think about this match? Tiffany against Jade.
Oh, to back up just a few seconds, I do not think Naomi's going to lose to Stephanie Vaquero. And I'm gonna just go back to we'll touch that when we get to that match for the women's.
Sure.
But this
sure.
for this current women's match, when I first watched it, I thought it was not as good as I did not think it was good. So, but I rewatched it earlier this morning. I said, "Wow, this actually wasn't as bad as I thought." The same thing when it came down to the WrestleMania match. And first reaction, like, this is not what I wanted to see. But it wasn't bad. So I will say this: I think Tiffany Stratton has this unique ability to make it seem like, okay, she's getting owned in a lot of these matches and then just a comeback. So who knows? Maybe she's the new Cody Rhodes that just keeps getting beat up, or Sami Zayn that keeps getting beat up and just wins the damn match. But what I would say with Tiffany, I'm not surprised that even though I did pick her to lose the match, I'm not surprised that she's winning all these matches. I think what we talked about this last year, they're pushing her to be like almost like Flair. She's gonna be the next big thing. And why not? Why not keep getting all these wins where you're not expected to win? I don't think a lot of us expected her to beat Charlotte, and no one expected her to beat Jade. So when I think about what they're trying to do at wrestling, make it less predictable, I was watching Unreal, when you think if it's too predictable, we have to stop and make something else up. And I think it became too predictable that Jade was going to win, so they said, stop, let's do something else.
Okay. I would have loved for Jade to have won. It seemed like she was going to win. I want to give a shout out to Mark Wins because when we were out there at Printers, what was Jade wearing? I want Mark to take it because I don't think I would do it any justice. What was she wearing?
She's wearing that Jamaica. That she was representing Jamaica.
She was.
The crowd went wild. The crowd went wild. They definitely represented. It was dope. I ain't gonna lie.
I would have been down for Jade to have won it. I do feel like. So I hear what you're saying, Rich Canes, and you're talking about how backstage they probably were maybe there was a I don't have a percentage and whatever, right? But maybe there was a strong percentage where they were going to put the title on Jade, and then they were like, "Oh, that's too predictable," and they said, "Let's switch it up." I still would have been down for it because I'm just look. I'm not sitting there saying Tiffany is not putting in the work. I want to make sure that's clear as hell. She's putting the effort, she is working. I just don't think as a babyface it has been hitting. And I'm just ready for her to drop the title. And I thought Jay would have been the right person to do it. But maybe it's not right now, but as time goes on, Jade will, because there's no in my mind is there's no doubt that she's gonna be a women's champion at some point. You can't tell me that's not gonna happen. I feel like that's gonna be a thing at some point. I want to highlight George. Thank you for being in the chat here, George. George says Naomi is definitely going to drop the title to Stephanie Vaquero because, to be honest, Stephanie Vaquero is more popular than Naomi. Just saying. Stephanie Vaquero is popular, but I think Naomi is getting the flowers that she deserves. Honestly, the heel run that she has been doing, this heel run is definitely better than what she was doing 10 years ago. So I hear what you're saying, George, but I sit here and go, I feel like a lot of people in the community is I hear you, but like we love Naomi. I'm sorry, that's the best way I can sum it all up. We like, because I love Naomi. What she's doing is fantastic. The question is, who's going to challenge Tiffany Stratton then? On God, I gotta look at that
I
SmackDown
don't know,
roster.
whoever.
I gotta look at that SmackDown roster. Tiffany Stratton as champion has been decent. I feel like it has been. I don't want to say mid because I feel like that's something that everyone says, but like she won the championship. I was happy for her, and then as time went on, I was like, we're still doing this. You know, I am ready for her to drop the title. I feel like most of Tiffany's opponents have been Nia Jax, and you could sprinkle in Charlotte Flair. She fought her at WrestleMania. She fought Trish Stratus at Evolution. But I'm not gonna say this run was decent. I think it could be better, and I think she would say the same thing. It could be better. Like I don't think it was that decent personally. What about you, Rich Kings? Do you think this has been a decent run?
Yeah, it's been okay. It's like 6 out of 10. It's like, need room for improvement. But then again, it goes back to the same thing we said about Gunther several months ago. If you keep putting only Mahana Jazz for like the first 2/3 of this run, what do you expect? If you keep getting the same person over and over, it's not going to be what we thought it was going to be. So,
Okay.
she's beating people in front of her, but I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Wow. Okay. Let's go with this match because I thought this was actually a very, very fun match. Matter of fact, a match that I want to give a shout out to them because it helped make, I think, a pretty cool reel. You can check it out on Instagram if you're interested in it. But we had Randy Orton, Jelly the Roll, and Drew McIntyre against Logan effing Paul. I was gonna say the Paul. I'm a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, guys. Like, there's the in the middle of everything. Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, no, Miles don't have the, right? No, he don't. It's literally Miles.
And Amy does.
Okay, Knuckles the Echidna, Silver the Hedgehog. Oh, Eggman, you gotta include Eggman too, because he don't have the.
Big the cat.
I hate that you reminded me of that character. Dude, are you a fan of Big the Cat, Rich Kings? I mean, I know you don't know. I know you're Rich Kings. If you was a character in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe, which character would it be? I don't know.
Shadow.
You know what? That makes sense.
I believe
It does. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I believe it too. Rich Kings, looking at both me and Mark Wins, what character would we be in the Sonic universe, in your opinion?
All right. For you, I could see the fox. What's the fox name?
Wow, that is
Yeah.
so
And
disrespectful.
Mark is Knuckles.
I'm gonna move on because I'm a professional. Because what the hell was that? I can't believe you. No, Rich Kings, Rich Kings did that on purpose. And I loved it because I chuckled a little bit and I regret it. You know what? I take back my chuckle. Unlike Sonic, I don't. Sonic the Hedgehog is the star. Yes, I thought I would have got Sonic, but I'm the fox, who's super smart, by the way. I do appreciate that. He's saying my intellect can't be touched. I'm smart, but thank you, Rich Kings, about that. So let's get into this next match here. I'm sorry, let me get here. Jelly Roll, right? We're talking about the match with the Jelly Roll. I thought this was actually really good. I thought it was solid. I thought Jelly Roll did his part very well, honestly. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I thought he was really, really good. I had the baby faces going over. So when I saw Jelly get pinned, I was like, whoa. But I feel like, so if I can use this as an example, I said before when we did the prediction show, excuse me, hiccups. When we did the prediction show, that wrestling and celebrity matches have been a thing for many, many years. I remember a match where it was Bret Hart against Will Sasso from Mad TV. And when it came down to it, and I think Bret asked Will Sasso, about like, hey, how this match should be, and all this stuff. And Will Sasso said, like, yo, I'm a comedian, you're a wrestler. Just beat the hell out of me. And he did. Bret Hart proceeded to beat the hell out of him. Look that match up if you are interested in it. And he beats him up. And I mean, Bret Hart's the sharpshooter. He taps out immediately. All I'm saying is that I feel like with Jelly Roll, I've heard about the training. I do want to give a shout out to Stacks from NXT, and he was talking about how he helped train him, and he was talking about how a lot of people, they come in there and then a week or two later they leave because they realize they're not for that hustle. But he stuck with it, and he broke his finger or something like that, and he was still there. So him losing, and he lost and he took the pin, I was like, oh, wow, I didn't expect that. But it actually makes sense if it makes sense, what I'm saying. It didn't bother me, is my point. Like, I had the baby faces going over, but we got this, and I was okay with that. So I'm going to give you the floor here, Rich Kings. What did you think about this? And Mark Wins, please take the floor after, please.
Yeah, I had the Logan Paul and McIntyre win this match. I felt there's no business should have lost the match in the first place. If you see the type of talent Logan Paul is, and I get what J. Roll can do it, what he did do it. We are not surprised that he was able to put on that type of performance in the ring. Good job to him. But Logan Paul, like, if he's supposed to be this celebrity star that's wrestling, like, and he did this match, there's no way he should get pinned. There's no way he should lose the match. It doesn't make any sense. I think he and Bad Bunny have an amazing match if they were ever to do something like that. But the right people want this match. And finally, Drew McIntyre gets a win in a pay-per-view event. I mean, a PLE event. So all is well with the world.
Logan Paul dominated Jelly Roll. And yeah, I guess that is the right way for things to operate because it really feels like, so once again with like the storytelling in the match, it really feels like Logan Paul was offended that Jelly Roll was in the match with him because like he really did a number to him. He did the pro splash off the table that had Jelly Roll out for more than several minutes. Then he comes back and he tries to do something, but then he finishes them off anyway. It's that was a good match. I enjoyed it. And then we got the assist from Drew McIntyre with the Claymore. That always helps too. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And when you really think about it, it does make sense that that Orton and Jelly Roll lost because they were at the disadvantage. Jelly Roll is new here. He's the new guy, and he's good for being the new guy, but he's not good enough to be like, I am the breakout rookie. No, you're not. So yeah, it was the right team won that match indeed.
I do want to sit here and say I had to mute myself because I know sometimes I interrupt. But I thought like, and I hear what you're saying about him as he's the rookie and all that stuff, right? But I thought the roles and the spot that he played in, I mean, the choke slam, the big boss man slam. I felt like there was another spot that he did. There was a few spots that he did. I thought the roles and the spots that he was given, I thought he did a really, really good job for somebody who he's not a wrestler. Let's be real. He's not a active wrestler, but I thought he didn't seem out of place. And I'm pretty sure have seen a lot of times and even actual wrestlers where they seem kind of out of place and like they zoned out or whatever. I thought he was fine, but this was the right decision. When he got pinned, like I said, I picked Randy and Jelly Roll to go over. So when it happened, I was like, damn. But I'm also like, you kind of get, what am I gonna do? Roll in the ring and sit here and fight this? But I thought that was the right decision. Rich Kings, I look forward to hearing your opinion about this. We had the main event of night 1 here. It was Gunther going against one CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm gonna give you the floor here. What did you think about this match? And you can include everything but the cash in and everything, and we'll talk about night 2.
Yeah, so the match itself was not what I kind of expected a little bit more. I want to say a little bit from this match. There was a lot of traveling around the match. It kind of was hard to watch it sometimes. It was a lot of chops. Like I still think I expected more wrestling than I got because this is It's a ring general. And CM Punk, he's the best in the world. So I think what I was expecting, I did not get fully. I'll say that. When it came down to the results, CM Punk winning, I was all for it. Lovely. And then when I saw Seth Rollins, I'm like, yeah, this guy's not hurting. Like, this guy's about to cash in right now because it's like it just made sense. And when I saw it happening, I was kind of upset. But then I was like, you know what, CM Punk, this is Drew McIntyre. So you screwed over Drew McIntyre. So karma's a bitch. So you get what you get. But at least he won his title for the first time in how many years? Don't know. I love the ending. I hate what happened to get to that point. Just was not a fan of the match itself. Mark, what do you think?
Second worst match of the card, of the entire card. This match was bad. I did like. So boom, we have Gunther, ring general. We have CM Punk, best in the world, right? And Gunther is absolutely dominating CM Punk this entire match. Like, it looks bad. Like, it made CM Punk look washed. It made CM Punk look like he had no business being in the ring with Gunther. The whole match. And then CM Punk, trips Gunther up. He slips off the table and he's bleeding profusely. And now all of a sudden, Gunther can't wrestle. Like, I didn't understand with all of the great storytelling we had all night, except the Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross match. We had all this great storytelling, and we just screwed the pooch on the last match. I didn't understand it because, like, okay, cool, you want CM Punk to win so that Steph can cash in, whatever, understandable. Why, however, yep, exactly. Why, however, are we treating Gunther like he's a glass cannon? I don't understand. Like, he's not. It's Gunther. I don't understand why we're booking Gunther like this. I don't understand why we're disrespecting Gunther like this. Like, is he about to be the next Kane, where like he's just a workhorse? And because if that's the case, cool, whatever. Then do that. But as a Gunther fan, this match pissed me off. This was, for me, the second worst match of the entire weekend because I do not like how we're booking Gunther. I don't like it. Like, make it a viable back and forth. I have no problem with a back and forth because it's CM Punk. Best in the world. He has years of experience. They're talking all this. He's been wrestling since 2000 whatever. His last match was, his last title ring was, I think it said 2013 or 2015, one of them things. Cool, whatever. CM Punk. That was his last title reign in WWE. Cool. Mm-hmm. Now let's see him wrestle. Like, let's see him like put some work in. Like, no, but he just got worked the entire match. And then he gets a couple of moves. He, like I said, he trips him up. Gunther's bleeding profusely. He has no, and that's the other thing. It's one thing if Gunther was bleeding, and then the whole thing is, I guess, he couldn't really see because the blood got into his eyes. But like, there was a lot of time between him getting busted open, him getting into the ring, and him realizing that he can't see because of the blood in his eyes. Worse now. I hated it. I hated it. As far as the cash in, congratulations to Seth. I'm cool with it. It is what it is. I understand. Like I said, if your goal was for CM Punk to win, cool. But CM Punk should have been able to put on a better match because I don't like Gunther being the glass cannon. That pissed me off.
I just want to highlight here real quick. We're gonna highlight that, but he said CM Punk is going to be pissed on Raw. Talking about George. George also says, "No, Mark wins. There's a story between CM Punk and Seth Rollins."
I understand that there's I understand that if Gunther,
he's taking time off.
Yes, let's address these
things.
But
he is.
I understand that there's going to be a story between CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Mm-hmm. I believe the great man Sam Fuber was the one that predicted Seth Rollins coming in to get the title off of CM Punk, and it makes all the sense in the world.
I should have highlighted that. I should have highlighted that.
You should have. There's been a story between it. I understand that. You say Gunther's taking time off. Cool. He deserves some time off. At this point, he needs some time off. But like, I don't like him being booked as like they booked him as a glass cannon. That's what pisses me off. Like if you lose to CM Punk, cool. It's CM Punk. It's a viable way to lose. But to sit here and dominate that entire match, just to slip up, get busted open,
You said it wrong.
and then all of a sudden, he slip up, gets busted open. Now all of a sudden he can't wrestle. Nah, I don't like that. That's the part that I don't like.
But
Like,
you know what?
understand-
But you know what? Not for nothing. I hear what you're saying because I'm on board with you. Like I didn't have a problem. So here's the thing. I feel like I'm talking on both sides of my mouth, and I'm trying to be as direct as possible. But like I'm with you when you're saying that because like the way Gunther has been booked and the way he has been, you're like, why are we booking him like this tonight? I don't like that Gunther have held this title for I don't know what was it 3 weeks or something like that because you know obviously he clobbered Bill Goldberg and like now like he goes against CM Punk and look I always went with you know neither one of them are not leaving with that championship so when Punk won I was like I guess so when I heard Seth Rollins theme and obviously because we're doing predictions here and I like Punk I really do I think Punk is great but I was like yeah I put Seth Rollins so when I got that I was like cool dope great but I hear what you're saying about the way with Gunther matter of fact George he put it in this Gunther's taking time off I saw something online that he's going to be taking time off because he's supposed to be getting some kind of nose surgery or something like that I don't know what's going on with that I don't you know I didn't dig deep into that but he's going to be taking some time away I guess to heal and stuff like that. And I guess that's why I explained why the blood because it was kind of weird on why he started bleeding. Because if you notice when he started bleeding, it was because CM Punk tripped him and he like I guess hit his head on the table and then he started bleeding. You know, it wasn't like there was a spot where he got hit in the face or anything like that. I'm interested in seeing where the story goes and what's going to happen moving forward. But I do hear what you're saying about Gunther because I do want the best for Gunther. I think Gunther should be someone. He's a world eater. And you need to treat him like that. It's like almost like it's almost like you know like Marvel, right? And you have Thanos, and you're just like, yeah, you know, he just gets beat by what's the name? Gold Booster or something like that. It's a DC
Booster
character.
Gold. Booster Gold.
Yeah.
I don't know, isn't he
Well,
DC?
Well, this
Yes,
was here we
whatever.
talk about Gunther. So they said a stat last night about Gunther.
Mhm.
80% of the time he has held a belt. 80% of the time he's been with his company. That's a lot.
That
Only
is-
6 people have only beaten him. That's a small list. So like I get it.
May
but
roster, right? No, I just want to be sure. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's what they said. So when you think about it, how do you beat this man? Like, did anybody had it like, okay, if Jey Uso is going to beat him at WrestleMania, no one thought by submission, right?
No.
And if he loses this way, I mean, because you have to paint a picture like, okay, this guy has to get beat one way or another, and that's something we're not expecting. And
No,
I
maybe
think,
not. Maybe not.
well,
So I'm just,
well,
I'm just
do you beat
joking.
him clean?
I'm just.
All right,
No,
yeah, but I mean, like when you think about it right now, I'm beating him clean. Why? Ooh.
I will sit here and say the way that they had him get defeated, I thought that they did the best they could to protect him, but I still didn't like it personally. Personally, I'm just saying for me, I didn't like it, but they did. But they did do a great job on that because when you think about it, he got the GTS and he still stood up, and there was a second one that took him out. So they really did the best of their ability. But I'm just saying personally for myself, I'm saying for me, and I feel like we all are something like this. Like if you watch a movie or a show and we've seen something and we're like, oh, that I hear what you're saying, but like I didn't like that for me. And that's all I'm trying to get at. That's all. Like I think they did I think they did a decent job trying to protect him. I don't think that they tried to bury him and they looked at what?
I said I don't, but
what?
That's just me. I don't think they did a good job protecting him, but that's just that.
What,
maybe
but
that's just
what
me,
would you let me throw the floor to you before we get into tonight too. What would you have wanted to like in your mind, what would you have liked for them to have done with Gunther? And he was going to lose this match.
He's going to lose this match. Cool. But it's CM Punk. Let CM Punk get in more offense than he did. Let there be an actual back and forth as
Okay.
opposed to, oh, he tripped off of whatchamacallit, and then he got punched a couple of times in the ribs because he can't see, and then he gets hit with two GTSs. I
Okay.
don't think that's enough. I don't.
Okay.
Like,
No, and
based
and
on everything that because when we base on everything that happened that entire match, that's literally the max of that. That's literally the crux of CM Punk's offense. That's what I don't understand.
okay. I feel like we didn't talk about the cash in enough, but like, I'm not the first person to ever call and say, "Oh, that was going to be the cash in" and stuff like that. But cool. I do love that we did get that. I feel like the only match we did not talk about was no, we did talk about the Charlotte and Alexa. Okay. I'm sorry, I just wanted to be sure. But no, that's not the first match. Let's talk about night 2 of SummerSlam. You're watching the Big Pop Theory podcast. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. We do have live content, and we also review retro content as well. This week, I mean, let me put this down, but Rich Kings, what are we doing? What were we doing? What were we recording for the following week?
King in the Ring, 1998.
Thank you, sir. And with that said, I'm gonna give you the floor here because I did miss this match. I will be open and honest to the viewers, but we had a triple threat. We had Naomi going against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and we had so Naomi, her father played her out, right? Like I didn't see all of it, but I know that there was like her father was going to do that, and I think that's fantastic. Good for her. Good for Naomi. Period. Naomi deserved all the flowers in the world. But I want to give you the floor here, Rich Kings. What did you think about this match? Because I missed it. I had to watch it back, so it would be after this review. But please, did you feel like this was the proper way to open up the show?
Yeah, it was really, really good for me. I felt like when you have the other triple threat match happening at WrestleMania, now you're adding a different character with Naomi. She performed. I think in the beginning, nothing. I know in the beginning of the match, she had most of the offense. There's a little double team where you're just going to get her out of here because she kind of ruined the match, and she just changed the narrative. There was a lot of Naomi offense in the beginning, then it shifted in the middle and towards the middle where the other characters are able to face each other. It was just a really, really good match. Naomi showed off her athleticism a lot during the match, like dodging certain moves. I'm trying to think of some certain plates that I don't want to ruin it for you in general, but did Naomi perform? Yes. Did the other two ladies perform? Leah, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley, did they perform? Yes, they did. But it was the night for Rhea to and Io to lose to Naomi. She would have lost that match. I've been very pissed. But obviously towards the ending, the Riptide off the top and Naomi coming in and stealing a win, just perfect. It just protects her moving on, and I love the match for Naomi. Good for her. Mark, did you see the match?
I did see the match, and I thought the match was also incredible. It was definitely a good way to start the night. I really so Naomi was whooping ass. Like she wasn't just like she definitely won with with her out with an opportunist move, but like she definitely got in some offense and she was definitely like the aggressor at certain points. It was really incredible. Like it wasn't just we're just gonna let Naomi know she was out there. She definitely performed. The other two performed as well. Rhea Ripley had the riptide off the thing. Io Sky had a couple springboards off to the outside. Very, very good match. I enjoyed it.
We have this thing called talking about awareness. So let's just talk about Naomi's in-ring awareness. Io Sky goes for her moonsault, and she said, "No, you're gonna hit her, and not me. Like we're not doing that again. Like I saw what happened to Bianca. You will not get me." So we think about in-ring awareness and really watching some tapes. And Naomi had them well scouted. So when I we were talking about some of the offense in the match, I was like, how did I not remember that? And I want to say this: this is like back-to-back pay-per-views that Naomi has dished out some punishment to these women, and I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here for this new Naomi, and this is the reason why I think that I think people are just looking past this, assuming Stephanie's going to win this match against her, and I don't know. So I will tell Stephanie to proceed with caution against Naomi.
Ooh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. I love it. Okay, I like it. I didn't see the match, so I leaned on you guys and you gents to Mr. Cat has entered the room. I don't know if you guys heard his little collar going off. Hey, bud. Well, actually, I call him Babe. Hey, Babe. But let's get into the next match here. And this is the match that I caught more of the middle of it. We had a TLC match. We had DIY, Motor Machine Gun, the Y6, Andrade, Eagle, Ray Phoenix, Fraxium, and the Street Profits. So I do want to give credit to George, because he was mentioning when we did the prediction show, and he was talking about the women were going to be involved. He said Candice LeRae, he said B-Fab, and Nikki Cross. Honestly, this helped make the graphic here. So shout out to Candice LeRae. She went through a ladder. She fell. Shout out to her. I mean, that was a hell of a bump here. This match, so I caught more of the middle, so I didn't catch the beginning. I did say when we did the prediction show, I was like, 6 teams seem like, so sorry, hiccups again. But it just seemed like it seemed like a bit much. Like, wow, why do we have all these teams together? Like, there's no need for that. But from the match and from what I caught, I was like, oh, this is fun. Matter of fact, I want to give a shout out to Tommaso Ciampa. There was a spot where I want to say Nathan Frazier looked like he was going for a diving spear. And Tommaso Ciampa said, Spider Chomp does whatever Spider Chomp does. And because he hung upside down, he said, absolutely not. You know what I thought was cool? I just want to say this. You know what I thought was cool? You had the Hardys and the Dudleys in the crowd. I thought that was cool because 25 years ago, I want to give a shout out to Rich Canes because we just did a review on this right here. We reviewed SummerSlam 2000. This was Rich King's pick. He said, yo, let's do this, right? And not realizing, because when you picked this, you didn't think, right? I mean, I'm asking you here. You didn't think like, 25 years later, right? Okay, you didn't even think about, okay. See, Rich King saying that. Because I know I didn't, but when you did it and it was like 25 years later, I was like, because you remember we were in 6th grade when this happened, bro. Like, we were getting ready to hit the junior high. I'm sorry. I think Mr. Cat caught a fly because I just saw him jump up. I love my cat. He too sweet. But you know what? I'm running my mouth here. I thought the match was cool. We're gonna get into the chat. Mark Wentz, I'm gonna start with you. What do you think about this TLC match? And Rich Kane, please take the floor after. You're muted.
I remember I said, yeah, I saw that. My bad. I remember I said that it was either going to be the worst match, the second best match, or the match of the night. And I think, and there's no gray area. I think it's in that upper echelon. That match was really good. It was really fun. It wasn't convoluted. Like, I don't know how they did it, but it was not a convoluted match. It was very easy to follow most things in the match. Bodies were flying everywhere. It seems like I think 4 to 6 people went through tables in that match. You definitely have the big bump of Candice LeRae going through the ladder. It was an amazing match. I think the one thing that I ever so slightly criticize is, but even though it makes sense, so I don't really even know how I would fix it per se, is like all 6 of the Wyatt 6. I know there's only 5 of them. all 6 of the Wyatt Six being involved in the match and basically, you know. But but to be fair, I don't think they convoluted the match like too much. Like it's not like they just came and made a mess of the match. It still a very good flow. I really enjoyed the match. It was one of my favorite matches of the weekend. And yeah, good match. Good match.
Well, I'll say this: I was very critical of the match in the pay-per-view on the previous show, right? And what I would say was this match had the makings of being the best match of the night until the interference of the woman and the Wyatt Six was just too much. I think if they take those people coming in and out, if they're out, and they just had a pure regular match, I think the match would have been, to me, the best match of the night. Yes, the bump right we have on the screen where Candice Ray going the ladder. All right, that's okay, cute and all, but when you think about what happened up until that match, it was great. The Spanish fly through a table. You have Andrade and Ray Phoenix being creative, trying to get the belts of them and the ladder. There was just so many different things. Everybody's getting put through a table, which is great. And they were actually getting back up, which I appreciated. So put through a table, just lying there for 10 minutes. They were actually getting back up in 3 or 4 minutes, like, let's go on to the next one. So when you think about the action and how high paced it was, great. Now the match itself overall, we have to add in all the destruction and stuff of that. I would just bring it down just a little bit. And I did pick the Wyatt Six to win because all the members, I just didn't see them just. And if they did sit in the back, what the hell are you doing? If we're part of a team, the three of us are part of a team, and you're in the back, and you have a chance to interfere in the match, I'm gonna come at you like, what are you doing? Like, what were you doing back there? Watching us? So at the end of the day, like the Wyatt Six should have won the match because it's a numbers game. But it was really a really good match. You're on mute.
You're muted.
Thank you, gents. I apologize about that. I was gonna say, like, I'm gonna probably have to watch this match because I missed the first 5-10 minutes or whatever it was. Because it's the summertime in New York. I was outside for a bit, eating steak. Steak is good. But yeah, no, I had DIY going over. So when the Y6 went over, I immediately was like, damn. So I hear what you're saying. I think there's such logic in what you're saying, but I didn't look at it that way. I thought that DIY would win and it would sneak one in. And I'm gonna watch this match back. I mean, I do so I do feel like it was convoluted. I feel like there was no need for all teams to be involved in this. But it's their way of bragging, saying like, "Hey, SmackDown, look at our tag team division." So good for them for all being on the card. Let's get to this match here. We had Becky Lynch going as Lyra Carrier. This match, man. Once again, okay. Rich Kings, take the floor.
I think Becky wins. Like this is a cute way to put an end to this feud. No more Lyra versus Becky for the belt. Move on. We need someone else to challenge for this belt. It's enough. So I do think Becky wins this match. Lyra, you go feud with Bayley or somebody else, and we'll bring somebody else to the table. Let's make it cute and short.
Rich King, what the fuck? How did you know that?
I also think we're missing a very important part of the video when I said Bayley comes in and just ruins shit. She just comes in and just ruins the fucking match. And it's like, she's going to be the reason why somebody wins. And look what happened. Like, listen.
No. I've seen Rich Kings. I know you. I know you have some kind of doll. I know you have some kind of magical pencil and you wrote something because this is bullshit. How did you know this? What is that? I don't even know what the hell that was.
Drugs. Let me stop. No, that's my magical power right here, friends. Let me stop. No, that is not the magical power. Honestly, when I think about like Lyra and Becky had like a nice little feud, right? It was cute. It was great. Let's move on, right? There's other people on the roster. That's all I'm saying. And I think Bayley could have came in and disrupted the count if that really was an asset. So I'm looking at it. She hits her. She's looking in shock. She had 5 seconds to help her. She did it. I'm not including the 1, 2, 3. She dropped down to her knee. She looked shocked, and she pulled the Val Venus. Let me reach my hand out at the last minute, knowing there's nothing I could do. The Val Venus and the building guy. How do you do that? They just reach their hand out with his
What are
absolutely
you
no
talking
chance.
about, bro?
Like, I didn't understand the purpose of her 1, 2, 3. Like, she didn't give a fuck. She did not care that Lara lost that match. I think she did it on purpose. So my prediction came through. Becky Lynch wins. Becky Lynch did not win with that beginning of that music. That music was wolf. I don't know what's going on with the music lately.
I am so glad that you said that because, like, I didn't take any notes in any of the stuff. I just wanted to talk about what we saw and stuff like that. So I'm glad that you brought that up because that is a note. Because, like, there's literally a video that I have a meme folder in my phone, and there's a guy, and he says, "What he says, what the hell was that?" And that's what I felt when I heard this theme. I said, "What the hell is that?" Because, like, I get it when you make the when you change and you're not a heel, you're a heel, and you're going from babyface to heel. I get it. You're changing everything up, but like, have something good. I didn't think this was good. I didn't. Mark Wins, did you think this was good? The theme, or did you care enough? Because I love wrestling themes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I didn't hear the theme. I missed the maybe the first.
Well, God bless you. Well, God bless you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What did you think about this match? I'm gonna give you the floor.
I thought it was a maybe not very brutal, but it was a pretty brutal match. I enjoyed it. It definitely had some hardcore championship vibes. We had the kendo stick, we had the crowbar, we had the zip tie. The zip tie was incredible, even though it's hard to call it a botch. So like at one point, I'm not sure how it happened, but I'm guessing the game plan is we don't want her hands to be too tight because in the event that she really has to like get her hand out and do something to save herself. But Becky hit her with a slam, a suplex or something. No. Not that. That's not what happened. I think it was Lyra that like reversed something. And when she reversed something, her hand inadvertently got free for like a second. So she had to like put her hand back in. That was a really interesting concept. But like it was a really good match. And she did really good. They both did really good with the zip tie thing because Becky was doing, I forget what it was called, that little flip move where like it did a good job of protecting Lyra while she was getting slammed. And then Lyra had her offense where she was getting it in with these what is it called? Not sledgehammer, axe handle, double whatever. I don't remember.
The double accent is accent.
Yeah. And it was great. And then Becky comes and ruins the fucking match. It was like, I understand why Becky was there. I do wish that they kind of used her better because I don't understand the ending. I'm just as confused as Rich Kings is about the ending. Like, why did you stand there? Like, you went in there to help her. You went in there to help Lyra, but then when it's really time to help Lyra, you didn't. I don't understand what happened there. Like, you don't have to explain it, but somebody has to explain that to me. I'm confused. Otherwise, it was a great match. I enjoyed it. I actually thought.
No, I just think that maybe we might find out later on that this was Bailey and Becky's plan all along. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, the way she just, I'm sorry, there's an effort and then there's zero effort. There's a T Grizzly song, no zero effort, no effort. That's what she did. No effort. She did not care.
Yeah.
I thought that these girls they had their work shoes on. I mean, I feel like they've had some pretty fun matches along the way. I was just surprised about the outcome of this match. I said once I heard the thing, I was like, the wrestling in me was just flat out like, well, I've heard it so many times where it's like, well, if I don't win this, then this is my last shot. How often is it that the person lose their last shot? I do sit here and say this. I had my pick. I was wrong. but I do love this, and I'm like, oh, this is different. This is different. And it looked like Lyra is going to be doing some other things. I think that they really still like Lyra, and they're just going to build up in a way because listen, Becky's not going to be the women's Intercontinental champion forever. She's going to drop the title and stuff like that, and I believe that Lyra Valkyria will go for that championship again at some point. But like, yeah, I was just shocked by that, and I was surprised on the outcome of that. Like when I saw the three, I think I was doing multiple things at that point. So when I looked up on the TV and I see her lose, I was like, whoa, okay. I'm interested in seeing where we go moving forward with this, with Lyra Valkyria moving forward. There's another match that I did get wrong here because I feel like when it came to night one, I had Naomi. I was wrong about the TLC match, but these last two matches in particular was just, I don't know, it felt a little different here. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. This was a cage match for the United States Championship. Honestly, this was a match. I can't sit here and say like there was a lot. Like I was driven into this match, but I was surprised that Solo won. When we don't really go over moves and everything like that, but like I was like, yeah, Jacob's probably going to get the dub here, and he's going to win, and he's going to win the championship. And what Jacob and his bloodline do, I mean, Solo and his bloodline do is what they do. But like Jacob and his bloodline, they're going to be running shit, and with Solo as the United States champion. And I didn't see that coming. I'm not going to hold you. I did not see that coming at all. After the match, you had Jimmy Uso helping. Jimmy Uso, he's in the BCU. He's in the Bloodline. Oh, I'm sorry, BLCU. I should say the Bloodline Cinematic Universe. Like he's never leaving at all. Like because like he comes out, he helps out Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu takes out the fantastic Tamaloa. Rich Kings, are you a fan of Tamaloa?
Negative.
Well, you should because he is literally like when I think about someone who defined greatness in a generation, it is Tamaloa. So I'm very disappointed in you. It's very upsetting that you don't know this about the great Tamaloa. But you know what? But it's all right. The teacher has taught you. I've given you homework for the week, and by Friday. I want to report. How's that sound, sir?
Let me get into the match, teacher. So let me tell you this. Jimmy Uso, like when you think about, you said MCU, right? And I said, who would Jimmy Uso be in the MCU?
Who you got?
I had to go with Clint. So remember the first Avengers, he kind of got like, Clint, what's that guy there?
Hawkeye. Okay, Hawkeye. Okay.
So remember the first Avengers, right? He kind of got like, hypnotized, and he was on the wrong team, then he joins a regular team. Not Jimmy Uso. He doesn't know where he's going. He's back, he's strong.
I hate you so much. Shut up.
I'm just saying, this is who he reminds me of. You said MC. You're like, what is he doing? Why was he out so long? What was he doing?
Why did you call him that? I'm sorry. Let me mute myself. I'm so sorry because, like, why did you call him Clint? And you said he got hypnotized. Yep.
You don't remember the first Avengers movies when the doctor hypnotized them and then he was on the wrong team and then somebody knocked some sense into him and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm on this team." Bro, you're over your head. Stay no, stop. Like, what took him out for the remaining of that match? And then he returns to knock the cage in on the guy at the end of the match. I was just so irritated by Jimmy Uso. But the match itself, I think, I had this match. I said that Solo was going to retain. I didn't see him he's going to lose. I didn't see Solo losing this match. It was just a numbers game, and it doesn't make sense to end the title run so fast with him. And I think they just saved the best for last. That moonsault at the top was great, and that was the highlight of that whole wrestling segment. I can't tell you much of the match, but it was just a throw match. We're throwing you here, we're going back, leg crawl some more, throw you back over here. It was a lot of nothing. It was a lot of nothing. And Clint, this is one of my new name for Jimmy. Clint shows up at the last second at points. Thanks a lot.
Mark wins. What did you think about this match and thoughts about him being Clint?
Yeah, I don't like Jimmy being Clint because Clint is like the Avengers X Factor. When Clint is there, when Hawkeye is there, at least in the MCU, right? This doesn't make him the most powerful, doesn't make him the smartest. When he is there, the Avengers win. When he's not there, they lose. I don't understand how or why they booked him like that in the MCU, but it's the truth. So calling Jimmy Clint, I
Well,
didn't
Mark
agree
wins.
with it,
What
huh?
team was it? Hold on. What was the team in War Games last year?
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? MCU or are we talking about wrestling?
No, the wrestler. Yeah, last year it was Roman. Who were the members?
I don't remember. You got to tell me. Break it
Help him
down.
out, Grand Slam. Kumba.
It was bloodline against bloodline. So you had Roman, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk going against Solo Sequoia, the Tongans. Who else was it? Bronson Reed. There was one more person. God, I'm mad. I'm missing the last person.
But Jimmy was on the winning team.
Yes.
So when he's with the winning team, that's why he's Clint. When he forms to help gets the team together, they're gonna win. By himself, what are we talking about?
Right,
What are we
but
talking about?
he was supposed to help. He was supposed to help Jacob, and he didn't. Well, he didn't win. That was my thing. That was my
Yeah,
whole
his
point.
arrows didn't work.
Right, but in the MCU, his arrows always hit. But once again, like I said, that's a minor. Like I said, that's just me being an MCU Hawkeye fan. That's all that was. But I
Right.
hear your point about
That's
how he
fair.
don't know what side. I hear your point about he don't know what side he want to be on. That was funny. That makes all the sense in the world. That I get. I agree with that. Um, the match was definitely for a cage match. I feel like this match was kind of sort of mid. Like I want to say I think I had Jacob winning, but then as the match heads, I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about because clearly the rest of the what do they call it, the family trees or whatever, the family trees are gonna climb in and ruin this match. And I don't want to say not ruin because it was already like not that good to begin with, but yeah, this match should not do any favors for Jacob Fatu, like in any sense of the word. Like he didn't. And then yes, Jimmy was irritating because why did Jimmy like what was Jimmy doing? Like what did he actually do? He got knocked out by the tall one. I forget his name.
Tall Loa or something like that. I forget his name. Yeah.
Right. So Tall Loa knocks out Jimmy Uso, and he's just out forever. And we don't. And then Solo just gets this free escape out the door, and it's nothing. And then it's only after the match where Jacob Fatu does the moonsault off the top, and it's like, man, you need to do that to Solo in the middle of the match. But it is what it is. It was. It probably was just that like when you're formulating a card, this is supposed to be that match that like calms the crowd before the main event, and I'm guessing that's what that was supposed to be. But yeah, it played
Jimmy
that role.
Uso. No. Jimmy Uso had the free stamina tonight.
I feel like what they're doing is trying to extend the story. I don't think they needed to do that. I think Jacob should have been the one to take the dub here, but they went in the route that they did. Yeah, no, I feel like what Mark was saying when he talked about a cage match is like I feel like there's a certain expectation you have in a cage match, and like it was there. Like, you know, like I don't know, like I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it at the same time. I'm in that place where I'm just like, like if you gave me the green sauce for my tacos, I would be happy. I know that have nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to talk about tacos because I love tacos. Um, let's talk about this next match here. AJ Styles against Dominic Mysterio. It was for the Intercontinental Championship. You know, one of the things I did like that AJ did was he was wearing some Eddie Guerrero inspired gear. Um, it's crazy saying this like out loud. And they were talking about 20 years ago. They talked about Dominic Mysterio. He wasn't necessarily on a ladder and he wasn't being held, but Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio had a match, and it was for the custody for Dominic Mysterio. Now, Rey Mysterio have since said, like, oh, if I knew better, I would have never. Well, you know, Rey Mysterio is the greatest fraud of all time. So anytime Rey Mysterio talk, Rich Kings, do you have any good memories of Rey Mysterio?
No.
Thank you. Exactly. This is what I have. I prayed for this. You know, Rey Mysterio is. Don't you think Rey Mysterio is like the greatest fraud and like not even decades, the greatest fraud of the century?
See,
Yes.
first of all, what
Yeah.
is 619?
Yeah. Thank you. Like, what does that even mean, right? Like, what are you even talking about? I loved when.
Was that a real question, or are we just shitting on Rey Mysterio?
Yes. Rey Mysterio is the greatest fraud of all time. You know, I knew me and Rich Kings were going to be friends for the rest of my life. I remember one time Rey Mysterio got eliminated for the Royal Rumble. And Rich Kings hit me up immediately. He said, Rey Mysterio got eliminated. I said, good. And I think he said good too. And I was like, twins. I knew right there we were the undisputed tag team champions. We are honestly, we're the WCW, ECW, and AWE tag team champions. I don't know what federation that is, but we won it. So thank you. But Rey Mysterio, he's a fraud. He didn't do a good job raising. Rich Kings, I got to ask you this question here. Do you think Rey Mysterio, because I don't think Rey Mysterio did a good job raising Dominic Mysterio. I think Dominic Mysterio is standing on his own. I think this is justice. Do you think that too, Rich Kings?
The real person that raised Dominic Mysterio is no longer with us.
I miss him every day. Eddie Guerrero, right? Like Eddie Guerrero, he that's his father.
Listen, there was shades of Eddie Guerrero in the match tonight. When do we ever say there's shades of Rey Mysterio in the match? I don't remember us ever talking about that.
No, not at all. And any time where it might seem like I might have that as a conversation, I turn the TV off.
No, we see everybody do the frog splash, right? We see lie, cheating, and stealing. We see the three amigos. What Rey Mysterio move do we see?
Eddie
The kick to the side of the face. Rey Mysterio's legacy is trash. There's no trash. There's no legacy.
Do you think I do have to throw?
Rey Mysterio has the one.
Are you defending? Are you defending?
I am making a statement. Let my statement play out.
Yes, sir.
Rey Mysterio has that one move that everybody does. The beginning of the 619, where like you said, kick him in the side of the face, swinging and whatchamacallit. Everything else, he got that move from somewhere else. Like he is indeed a fraud. That's why he doesn't have a legacy. That's why when you're like, when do we hear about you don't? Because what is his moveset? Everybody
Rey Mysterio stole the kick to side of the face from S.A. Rios. I need you to look this up.
Oh,
yes.
Well, there you go.
No, I hear what Rich King is saying, but I really think he stole it from Juventud Guerrera. I think he's literally stole. He has stole everything from one Juventud Guerrera, who is the greatest cruiserweight of all time. I know people don't want to have that conversation, but I understand when stuff is getting too real, they have to sit here and put earmuffs on. But I'm sitting here going to tell you, Rey Mysterio is a fraud. I call him Rey Fraudulent Mysterio. But let's talk about this match here. I thought it was fine. I think this was a match that could have been on Monday Night Raw, but Dominic Mysterio went. But I do like this. I will say here and say this, seriously speaking. There was a lot of tributes to Eddie Guerrero. They talked about how 20 years ago, that ladder match with him and Rey Mysterio. But you know, Eddie Guerrero to do the thing where they hit the chair. I had to do it like this, and AJ Styles like and put the chair around his neck, and the ref don't know what to do. But I did like when Dominic Mysterio had the thing with the shield. I think about WrestleMania 20. It was WrestleMania 20. Kurt Angle went for the ankle lock, and Eddie kicked the shoe off, and he hit him with this small package and pinned him 1, 2, 3. So when I missed the part where how the shoe fell off, but when the shoe fell off and Dominic used it and he used his shoe to hit AJ Styles and pinned him 1, 2, 3. Look, I would have loved for AJ Styles to win the Intercontinental Championship. Look, AJ Styles, he's 48. He got another year or two. Because he said he was going to retire at 40. I do believe before he retired, he will have a championship run. But this was fine. This was okay. But I don't think this was something that could have been on SummerSlam. So with all that said, let me give you the floor here, Mark Wins, and then Rich Keynes, please take the floor. But Mark Wins, what do you think about this match? And I think you're mute.
I enjoyed the match actually. Yeah, I enjoyed the match. It was hello.
You're good.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I enjoyed the match. I actually thought that it was really fun. It was definitely, it had its Eddie Guerrero tributes spread out throughout the match. Obviously there were no Rey Mysterio tributes. It was only a SA Rios tribute, as I was educated a couple minutes earlier. And
Rey's a fraud.
But yeah, like it wasn't anything special per se other than the tributes, but it was just a very solid match. And yeah, I don't have much to say about it. It was just a solid match. It was a really good match. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I might not have much to say about it, but I definitely enjoyed it more than the cage match previously. I'll say that much. But yeah,
okay.
I have to join in with the Rey Mysterio being a fraud because
he's the greatest fraud of the century.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rich Keynes.
The match was good. It was good for what it was. Honestly, for Dominic Mysterio has been growing in the ring, right? And I read something earlier that they're going to try to make him the face of the AAA. And I mean, I can see that. I can see something like that because he's young. How can you build him up, do something differently? But I would say that he is each pay-per-view, PLE, and each day he is getting better. So I think for him to go, I would say toe to toe necessarily with AJ Styles, but bump for bump with AJ Styles was good enough. There was a lot of, like you said, tributes to Eddie Guerrero in the match, and it just made that match more of like a great tribute match, obviously. But it was solid for what it was, and no surprises that Dominic retained the title.
Yeah. This match was fine. I don't think I could follow up on what you guys were saying, but I agree. And let's get into this main event here. This main event, I don't even have a picture for everything here, but I just want to sit here and say John Cena really had his working boots on. We had John Cena going against Cody Rhodes. We got the John Cena of old in this match. I mean, to the point where he was kicking out stuff. I'm sorry. I don't even mean to laugh, but it's just like John Cena, the way he was kicking out of stuff, it was ridiculous. And it was like, I had flashbacks. I'm so sorry. I had flashbacks of the 2000s. Because, sometimes when he was kicking out of stuff, I said, you got to be kidding me. When he kicked out of something back in the 2000s, I immediately said, oh, he's winning. I just knew. Because I don't even think this guy knew it was a work. This guy sat here and said, I'm beating you. And I don't care. Oh, you're going to be upset about that? That's cool. But guess how I'm going to sleep? Like a champion. I thought this match was way better. I'm so John Cena Yo, watch John Cena. If you didn't watch John Cena in that 2000 period, watch it and let me know what your blood pressure ratio looks. I'll be right here. Hit me up and tell me what you think. But honestly speaking, this match was better than their WrestleMania match easily. Like this blew it out the water. The first, I know I'm exaggerating when I say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The first 3 minutes, this match was already better than their WrestleMania match. The way what these guys were going, I know on SmackDown, this Cody was like, "I want this the old Cena," and we got a little bit of that. Even with Cena, I didn't see the intro. I do want to see what the entrance looked like because, like, so when he was a heel, right? And let's be real, the heel run was awful. Like, if you liked it, cool. I'm not saying you're wrong, but the heel run was, to me personally, it was terrible. And he came out, and it was in the background, it was black and white front. It said John Cena. Cool. So I don't know what this font looked like or what the intro looked like when he came out. But you know he's getting the old John Cena because bro was kicking out of everything. He wasn't even trying to take. There was even a small part where it looked like for me, I thought Cody was going to. A lot of people were saying, oh, we can do this match. It could be a double turn here, right? Where Cody turns heel, and I'm glad they didn't do that because this was a great question someone asked me. Not me, but just asked in general to the world. Okay, Cena, they have to do a double turn, right? Cena, Cody's the heel. Who's going to be the babyface? And I don't think anyone had an answer at all for that. Rich Kings, I'm going to throw you the floor to that. If they was to do that and do a double turn, who would be your number one babyface? And Mark Wins, if you have an answer, please. But I'm going to give it to Rich Kings first.
Well, me a double turn for John Cena from heel to baby and Cody to heel. I think they kind of ruined that because what happened on SmackDown. So it there was no, for me there was no chance for a double heel turn. But let's say if they did not do that, right? Yes, yes. Let's say if they did not do that, right? Um, it just it's just something that everybody was expecting. And I think everybody expected go down that road. As much as they kept saying in WWE Unreal, right? If it's too predictable, we're not going to do it. So I think that's why they did what they did for SmackDown. And obviously, we'll see what's going on with Cody later on. The match itself was like, listen, it was physical. There was a lot going on. This is a typical street fight. I think John Cena said, "This is my last street fight. This is my last SummerSlam. So we're gonna take it to the max." You say you didn't see the entrance, but he basically said, "Do I got one more last run at me?" When he was a champion or he was a baby face, or run into the ring. So that's basically what he did in the entrance. He ran into the ring, and then John Cena had his moment. So I mean, it was really, really good match to see John Cena travel around the arena, kick some ass, get beat up a little bit. Then on the elevator, he has Cody on his shoulders. I'm like, there's just a lot going on, but it was great. It was. If I was there on the fans, I think I would have got my money's worth watching the match, particularly tonight. So all in all, it was a good match. The match itself was amazing. I'm pretty sure we'll talk about what happens after the match a little bit later. But when to see Cody win clean was a surprise. I did not think that he was going to win clean. I thought somebody was going to interfere based off what Triple H was. Thomas, he didn't gaslight us, but it was just so much. I think it was so much built to the anticipation that Cody might have turned heel, or someone's going to help, or maybe the Rock was going to come out and beat any of that. It was just a clean match, and on to the next one. So it's pretty good. Mark?
Objectively, I think this is a good match. Subjectively, I hated it. No. Objectively, it was a good match. Subjectively, I don't like how it was booked. I don't like the ending. The ending pisses me off. The match, really good, really physical. We got Super Cena, we got Super Cody Rhodes at this point, because they're just kicking out of everything and all of it. And then it was physical all over the arena. We're backstage. We're under the stage. We're coming up the thing with the smoke effects. Very good match. And then the end. And then it ends. And I don't like the ending. Obviously, I wanted Cena to, retire with the championship. I wanted the fake out. I wanted him to, sit there and be like, psych, I'm still a heel and do something crazy to Cody and, still had a championship. But I guess that's not the way the cookie crumbles. Cool, whatever, I guess. But like, it was to the point, but there's this one part that I really didn't like where it's like, all right, cool, I get it, you're babyface. And he, instead of like trying to win by using the title to like smack it upside his face or put it in a position to like he can FU him. No, sorry, they call it the AA him on top of the title for extra damage. He just threw it away, and and in hindsight, it's like he threw away his chance at winning the title because he didn't pull the trigger. He didn't do the thing that Cody needed to do to win earlier, which in some way, shape, or form, it's good storytelling. But then, he loses. And I'm just like, all right, cool, whatever. I didn't think, and to be fair, when he lost, I didn't think nothing of it because everybody tells me this is the way, this is what I have to do because Cody Rhodes is the babyface. Cool. Am I allowed to talk about what happens next? And then Brock Lesnar pulls up. We've seen has his little moment, and then Brock Lesnar pulls up. And I don't even care. I don't care because in my mind, if you're gonna have Brock Lesnar come out and you're gonna have Brock Lesnar challenge Cena, Cena should have been the heel with the title. I feel like that would have been way better. But instead, now it's just two Titans. Cool, I guess. But I don't care. I don't think I've ever cared less for Cena and Brock. I was deflated. It was just like, why did we book it like this?
Rich Canes, do you have any thoughts about this?
Yeah, I hear exactly everything Mark was just saying. Like, because Brock Lesnar, but there's no title on the line. So does it take some of the mustard out of the air? Is it just one last match with Brock Lesnar? Is this the best of Cena? Okay, the title's not on the line, but is it going to be this? To me, I look at it this way. Okay, no title line now. So how do we end John Cena's tour? And I always thought the ending of the tour goes to the final boss, Rock. Like the Rock is going to be his last match. That's how I felt along. So when you think about, we got Randy Orton, we got CM Punk out the way, we got Cody Rhodes again. Like, who else is next after this point? Right? Are we going to see him go against Cody Rhodes for a third time? I didn't think I was going to see that. So to see Brock Lesnar come out, I was like, oh, okay. So it's like, how do we finish up this tour? Maybe the last match is maybe him winning a championship and bowing out, or his last match could be breaking the tie with The Rock. Like, what are we going to do here? So, I feel like I hear what you're saying. It takes a little bit of mustard off of the tour, I guess, like what's going on between Brock and John Cena. But I think this is okay. Who's his greatest rivals? Does he have a match against all of his greatest rivals that are available to have a match on his last year? That's how I'm looking at it as.
I mean, like, so we
No,
still
finish
have
it,
to
though.
my if I'm missing, if I don't know nothing, let me know. But we still have Ron Killings. To my knowledge, Ron Killings and John Cena have not even like
That's not a pay-per-view match.
interacted much.
If you're talking about have they
Why is that not a pay-per-view match?
You think when I think about his last, this is the last time, right? Why would I want to see the other pay-per-view? No.
And I like R-Truth. I do. But like it's gotta be Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles. There's like certain other names that I would put over R-Truth. And that's not even because I don't like him. It's just
I don't.
Go ahead.
So tell me, why R-Truth? How about that? Why
R-Truth? Because R-Truth's last match before his contract went out or whatever was,
John Cena.
was against Cena. And then,
right.
Cena did the thing. And then that's what made R-Truth turn into Ron Killings. And to my knowledge, Ron Killings has done nothing since he come back.
He hasn't.
Why is he not? Why has he
No.
done nothing, huh?
Man, no,
So,
he
like,
hasn't. So I mean, and we all forgot. Most fans forgot about that. I don't hear any. Listen, we wanted him back in the organization. I don't think anybody says yes. We want John Cena versus Ron Trillings. No one's saying that. I haven't heard that.
I think we needed an R-Truth. I mean, we needed a Ron, not R-Truth. We needed a Ron Killings versus John Cena. A Ron Killings
And
was
a
like,
pay-per-view event?
Yes, not necessarily. Not a,
I mean, a PLE?
a Survivor. Yes, not like a cyber. I mean, not like a Survivor Series or anything like that. I'm pretty sure there's whatever they're doing in Perth or whatever they're doing. There's a PLE for this. There is a PLE for this. It doesn't have to be one of the big ones, but there's a PLE for this. There's a lead up for this. It absolutely could have did Ron Killings versus John Cena with John Cena with John Cena as the heel. Because I like he's back, and then what? And then once again, it's cool that he's back, but what did we do what did we repackage him for? I thought we would be packaging him for John Cena to make that a little feud. And then
let me ask you a question. If he has four, let's say he has 5 matches left in him, who are you booking those 5 matches? And unbiased, who are you booking those 5 matches against John Cena right now? So he has 5 matches left in his career. You're going to waste one of those 5 matches with him?
I wouldn't even say waste, but like, would that be a pick? No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be a pick.
It would be a pick because of the storyline that's supposed to be being told. That's why. That's the storyline is gone. That's the only reason. How is it resolved?
No one's talking about it. It's gone. I said it's gone, not resolved. I said it's gone. No one's talking about it. If no one's talking about the storyline, why bring it back up?
Because we didn't do anything with it. That's why nobody's
talking about it. So that happens a lot in wrestling.
Unfortunately.
Fair. I'll give you that. That happens a lot. I don't think it should have happened here. I think that's the storyline that it should have. I felt like that's the
storyline. You would have loved for it to continue.
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. So
it's not a SummerSlam match. It's not a Survivor Series match. Definitely not those two. But anything in between, before or after, yes, absolutely.
So are you disappointed right now that Roman Reigns has got his revenge against Seth Rollins?
Roman Reigns did not get his revenge against Seth Rollins. What are you talking about?
He has not gotten any revenge against Seth Rollins at all. But no one's asking about it. No one's even talking about it. But according to storylines, that was unfinished business. He took his wise man. He got stomped out. He cost him Royal Rumble. He cost CM Punk an Elimination Chamber. Like Seth, I was joking with the Great over here that at one point Seth was in a feud with the whole Raw roster. It seemed like he was. And you can't keep this up. But he was feuding with 6 different people. Legit. Am I wrong?
You're not. So with that, so you're talking about Roman Reigns versus Seth? Yeah, that is a problem. That is a problem. He hasn't gotten his revenge. But now that he's got the title, maybe Roman. Well, I don't even know because Roman. We don't know how often Roman. Whatchamacallit? Rich Kings, you don't like Ron Killings. Now I don't agree with that. I don't think Rich Kings doesn't like Ron Killings. He has his opinion about whether or not
it should be a part of the Fair World Tour. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So since you're a fan of Ron Killings, where were you at 2 years ago? Since you're so familiar with his work, tell me what has he done besides the window, a hardcore championship? What was he doing? 24/7 championship? What was he doing?
That's right. Yeah, Delvin Butts. I know who this person is. It's Delvin Butts. Delvin Butts is back. But he says it's the great. But Delvin Butts says he's let me highlight this real quick. He said fighting for years an underdog, you're being weird. I don't think Rich King is being weird. I think I don't
fighting as an under. Oh my gosh. So I didn't think besides I thought Kane was one of those, are we giving out lifetime achievement awards? Is that what we're doing here? Because when was he ever relevant since he was with K? What was he doing? Was he not K Quick?
He was K Quick.
He has so many different names in this business. And like, no, sorry. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing
was
about
never like truly relevant in terms of WWE, but outside of WWE, he definitely has relevance. Now, whether or not that matters is up to you. But in
I'll
terms of
say and say this.
WWE,
I'll say
The
this
changes
about
are made
I'll
outside of
say
the
this
ring.
about
We always
and you
talk
know
about
what
that.
and you know what and congratulations. But like
Exactly.
I'll say about our truth. You know what it is? A lot of people like him outside the ring. A lot of people, and I get like this is not always going to be the thing for everybody and stuff like that. But like people just respect that he's always just been one. He longevity, and also the other thing being that he's always been a decent human being, and that's something that in wrestling. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people can, if you've watched wrestling for a long period of time, you see people and they're icons and they're this and this and this, and they just were not, you know, nice.
Good people.
But our truth,
Mhm.
is a really decent human being as a person. So I think that's why a lot of people go. So like, if you sit here and say, should he be in a retirement tour against John Cena? No, I'm with you. But if you're saying, hey, what do you think about this about our truth? I'm like, yeah, no, he's a decent human being. I've never heard anything bad about him, and I
And
think
he's
that's
going to end up in the Hall of Fame.
and you know
absolutely.
what? And you know what? And you know what? I can see how people are gonna sit here and feel how they feel. I have no problem with that. I just don't.
Yeah, I have no problem with that either. He's going to end up in the Hall of Fame. But the question is he's going to be the last 5 matches I booked with John Cena? Their answer is no.
No, I agree. He shouldn't be the last 5 matches. If you're talking about 5 matches, if you could have gotten Edge, but obviously he works for AEW, so that's not going to happen. AJ Styles, Edge, Brock Lesnar makes sense as being one of his final opponent. I know people said The Rock, but like I don't see it. I don't like. Rock is too busy like doing stuff that's like not WWE. I'm WWE, absolutely not. Like, yeah, I don't see it. But like, there's other people that I would have over Ron Truth. I'm sorry. We got he was also the NWA champion. We got Bad Guy Jack. You do not like me. You do not like me calling me Butts. Yeah, Devin Butts. I've seen you. I've seen you on the UPR channel, so I know who you are. So Rich Kings, I never saw you on UPR podcast. Well, these guys, these gentlemen, they're not on UPR. They are part of the Big Pop Theory podcast, and that was the review on SummerSlam because we're gonna call it up because like there's some activity I want to do in the next like 10 minutes. But like I want to thank you, gentlemen, for joining me for the SummerSlam review show. We went an hour and 42 minutes. I thought SummerSlam was that is so New York. That was very New York. Um, but like I want to thank you, gentlemen, for joining me and talking about SummerSlam. I thought I do dislike that it is 2 nights because like it's a bit much. As I get older, I'm just like, bro, like I would rather have one night. So, like, cool, we do this and stuff like that and get it over with. But we have 2 nights. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Unpopular Review crew. A few of them were out there in Jersey at MetLife Stadium. So I hope that you folks get home safely. And with all that said, I'm one of your hosts. I'm the Great Grandstand Pooh. We are going to have some content on this channel, and we're going to do stuff like we're reviewing old school content and everything like that. But with all that said, Mark Wins, please tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Legend Number M. I'm gonna have gaming content up eventually. Right now, it's hot outside. It's time, so I'll be outside touching grass and enjoying the heat. But when it cools off, I'll have some content up. It's mostly I'm gonna start with retro content, and eventually I'll get some more modern things. But it'll in due time, I'm gonna get that channel rolling.
Rich Kings.
You can find me here on the Big Pop Theory podcast.
And Rich Kings, one more time for the viewers so they know what are we going to be reviewing and uploading for next week?
King of the Ring, 1998.
And I hope that you join us for that. This is the Big Pop Theory Podcast. We have an Instagram. We have a Twitter. Instagram is the Big Pop Theory Podcast. On Twitter is the Big Pop _. And we have a TikTok. We're going to try to utilize that a little bit more. And obviously, you're watching this on YouTube. We have the Big Pop Theory Podcast 23. So please check that content out. And if you have any questions or something that you would like for the show, because we love feedback on all that stuff, it's called the Big Pop Theory Podcast at gmail.com. So hit us up there. We got this. I want to make sure I highlight this because this might be a picture. I got fired from UPR. I am no longer a part of UPR.
Really?
I'm gonna thumb.
Breaking news.
I have
Who's your source?
Who is your source?
Trust
He
me,
wanted to
bro.
let. He wanted everyone. He wanted
You gotta
everyone to
rest
know.
last week. I hope that doesn't lead to anything major. I hope that was just nothing. You'll be all right. God bless you. Nah, I feel like the only reason why I'm your favorite is because I made a good opinion about, or a favorable opinion about Ron Killings. Keep listening to me. I'm sure I'll be your least favorite at some point.
Yeah. Give it another 5 minutes.
He likes Goldberg. That changed your mind.
Yeah, he does like Bill Goldberg. Yeah, Delvin Butts. Like, yeah, he likes I know this guy. I've seen this guy a few times in the chat. Delvin Butts. He you know, the butt of all butts. Okay. Rich Kings. Look at this guy.
Okay, here we go.
Nah. Bro is like,
man.
nah,
I
he
hope.
smoked. Now, you know, I don't know what
He's smoking his-
substance you are on, but I hope that
That's funny.
he said, bad guy Jack said, Jack, please stop saying that to me. I respect you. He said he respect me. Once he said he respect me, I will no longer do that because you said you respect me, and I appreciate that. But this is the Big Pop Theory Podcast. I want to say thank you. I want to say Delvin Burks. I believe it's Burks. I want to make sure I got that correct. Because he said he respect me. Once I heard the respect, I appreciate that, young man. So thank you. I hope that you join us again for anything that we do, Big Pop Theory Podcast. I'm going to thank you, gentlemen, for joining me here. We reviewed both nights and we gave our opinions and how we felt about the shows. We didn't go through like the match and talk about moves and everything like that, but we gave thoughts. And the cool thing about wrestling is so subjective. I might feel a way that Mark might not feel a way, and the same thing with Rich Kings and stuff like that. That's the beauty about this thing called professional wrestling. We hope that you join us. We want to do some more content. Continue to follow us out here on Big Pop Theory Podcast 23. When we do and we review classic content, it's already been recorded. So we'll make sure to give you guys a wave, but let you guys know, like, hey, it's recorded. So, like, we're not going to answer right off the way. So, with all that said, I feel like I need to like disrespect this guy because look, Jack sucks a hog, and you see this. See, I don't even know who this guy is, but he's very rude. He says, "I will join. Thank you." No, you're not welcome here, like at all. Like, please don't.
I think there might have been a delay between you saying I respect you and him saying that. I think you should give him
A
one
chance.
more chance. Yes, one more. Yes, I think so.
I'm gonna do this. One more chance.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for watching the Big Pop Theory Podcast. Appreciate it. Continue to follow the content, and we will see you guys for the next go around. I'm going to say thank you, gentlemen. And with all that said, Rich Gaines, he paused the thing, but we're going to do this.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Later.